Today I'm gonna talk about extinction of animals. Are humans to blame for certain animals' extinction? Extinction, the shift of its kind in our 4.5 billion years history, is well underway and humans are to blame. That somber assessment comes from a new study Thursday in Science, which found that extinction rates over the last century were 114 times higher than they would have been if humans had not been around. Under normal conditions, that is, without the presence of humans, that loss should have taken 11,400 years. The worst of were vertebrates, which lost 188 species, followed by 66 fish species, 57 bird species, 35 mammals, and 32 amphibians. If the extinction definition is expanded to include species existing only in captivity or those possible but not confirmed to be extinct, those numbers jump much higher, with 477 vertebrates gone, 158 fishes, 146 amphibians, 80 birds, and 69 mammals. Looking back 500 years, 676 total species have been lost. 5 times a vast majority of the world's life has been snuffed out in what have been called mass extinctions, often associated with giant meteor strike, volcanic eruption, and abrupt changes in the climate. About 66 million years ago, one such extinction killed off the dinosaurs and 3 out of 4 species on Earth. Around 252 million years ago, the Great Dying snuffed out about 90% of the world's species. The latest extinction, dubbed the sixth extinction by many scientists, is different because it has been mostly blamed on the misdeeds of humans. From pollution to deforestation to global warming, humans can be linked the most ills befalling the planet and its biodiversity. Just looking at the last few hundred years, the number of creatures dead extinct by humans has been countless. More creatures are rapidly defeated under this combination of the effects of the human activities. Especially in the past few years, human beings have become increasingly prominent in the environmental impact at the macro level, and we have microbed in our oceans. The least optimistic states at present half of the species are facing the crisis of death. In other words, half of the life of the Earth stand on the verge of extinction because of our arrogancy and numbness. This is a recap of some animals that humanity lost forever and the lessons the world can learn from their extinction. Red colobus of Miswaldron. This medium-sized monkey has been considered extinct since the early 2000s. Miswaldron's red colobus, who lived on the Ghana-Ivory Coast border, had no thumbs. A gentle creature used to living in large groups high up in the treetops, was forced to change his way of life when began to shorten his habitat. As the forest decreased in size, the groups of red colobus became too small, leading to less protection against predators and genetic weakness caused by inbreeding reproduction. Caribbean monk seal. This species of seal native to the Caribbean once lived in the Gulf of Mexico, east coast of Central America, and the northern coast of South America. But this animal was chased for oil that can be extracted from her fat, and overfishing of her food sources severely affected survivors. It was last seen in 1952 on Serranilla Island between Jamaica and Nicaragua. Dodo. This dazzling-looking flightless bird lived on the island of Mauritius without natural predators. When the humans arrived in the island country of the Indian Ocean, bringing with them other animals and their own appetite for meat, the dodo did not last long. The last disappeared in the late 1700s. Sea cow. Steller's sea cow live in Bering Sea between Alaska and Russia. A relative of the manatee, could be up to 9 meters long. Her remarkable looks, formidable skin, and ultra-valuable fat made her a hunter's target. She apparently tastes like beef marinated in almond oil. It is believed to have wiped out by a combination of hunting and changes in its feeding environment, not long after the dodo's disappearance. Quagga. This animal lived in South Africa. The unusual beauty of the poor quagga was the reason for its extinction. The front half of this African animal was striped like that of a zebra, but its lower half was brown like that of a horse. The lichen was wiped out to extinction by poachers who appreciated its strange appearance, and the last of them died in captivity in the 1880s. Irish moose. Many of the more notable extinct animals were similar to the species that still exist today, but slightly more bizarre. The Irish moose or Irish deer closely resembles the elk that still live, except for the fact that it was over 2 meters tall, that its antlers extended to 3.65 meters. It went extinct about 7,700 years ago, possibly from hunting and climatic changes. People can delay the loss of a species. Between 1996 and 2008, conservation efforts reduced the risk of extinction by almost a third for mammals and birds in 109 countries. However, saving more species will require transformative changes in human behavior. That includes changing the way people consume energy, food, and water, and how they limit pollution and other threats to Earth's ecosystem.